Let's shift our focus now to the state of the nation as we discuss insecurity, the continuous kidnapping, our big story this evening again. Bandits have abducted and kidnapped the Emir of Kajuru as well as 13 family members. It's been one too many zones, many states and many areas of the country, and then of course there are other issues of national interest. But joining me tonight to get some perspective, he is convener of New Nigeria Group, a Nigerian pharmacist, as well as a politician and business tycoon, and he's also the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Mazi Sam Ohuabunwa. Thank you so much, Mazi, for coming on the program. I hope I got that name correctly this time.
Yeah, you did much better than
the first time.
Yes.
All right, Mazi, thank you so much. Of course, you're the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria.
Yeah.
That means I'm going to engage your views on this worrying and very the Delta variant, as a matter of fact, because it sounds very scary when we take a look at what is playing out, especially globally. I understand it's been spotted here in Nigeria, but let's begin with security. The attacks again very recently. Kaduna State has been the focus. It's been Kaduna, it's been Zamfara, it's been Niger State, it's been Kebbi as well. Why have we been unable to put an end to these kidnappings?
Well, I guess there are many reasons for this, because this is what we've had to deal with for many years now, and it keeps getting worse. So it's either that we are incapable of protecting the people of Kaduna State and all these other states in Nigeria where we have this problem, or there is lack of willingness to do so. It's either incapability, or there's a lack of willingness, or there is sabotage, or there is some form of protection to those who are doing this. I get my point. Because if it were not so, these things would have come to an end. You saw the ferocity with which efforts were made to deal with some of the things that were happening in the southeast, and you can see some calm in the southeast. I don't think we're having those killings of burning of police station. That's where you can see a determination, a willingness, a desire, a political will to sort out a problem. But I don't think that is the same you can see for what is constantly repeating in the parts of our country.
Now, when you talk, you mentioned, well, maybe the political will and all of that. Let's be specific. Are you referring to the Kaduna State government? Are you referring to the federal government? Or are you referring to Nigeria as a whole?
I'm referring to the governments. Okay. Federal government has primary responsibility for security. Kaduna State has residual responsibility. And two of them cannot sufficiently hold down this. There's an issue, there's a problem that we cannot see. It's an absolute problem we cannot see. It's either one of those four things: incapability, inability, unwillingness, or some bit of subterfuge, some compromise, some quasi-official negligence or protection. There's just no other explicable reason. They go and take people from school, they go and take people from mosque, they go and take people from primary school, they take from university, every day.
And even hospitals.
In hospitals, they're going to take a traditional ruler. This didn't start today, it's been building up for the last 3-4 years. And we have governments in those areas. In more civilized climes, people who hold offices and they cannot solve problems, they resign and say, please, let somebody else come and get this problem sorted out. It's gone beyond us. Maybe they are doing their best, but There's always a solution to a problem. If you cannot solve the problem, you call for help. If you can't call for help, you give somebody else opportunity to do it. We can't keep doing this, and human lives are being lost every day. Every day, it's becoming like just numerical number. We're talking about pieces of wood or cutting down trees. We're talking about human lives that are being cut down, being kidnapped, being traumatized. And it's so consistent, you can almost predict it. So what is all about this issue of buying more ammunition, getting more police, getting more vigilante, all these sort of things we are doing? I have always said that the problem is just beyond what the eyes can see. We need to get Nigerians to sit down at their different locations. The people of Kaduna State, if this were a Kaduna problem, they couldn't have Zamfara State. It was a Zamfara problem. But I think it's a Nigerian problem. So Nigerians need to sit together and ask themselves, how did we get here? Was this the way the country has always been? What brought us to this junction where life has become cheap, brutish? We're almost descending to a banana republic concept. Every day what you read in the news is that they kidnap the person. That's what they do in places where you have no government. Anarchy. What we used to read in Eritrea, in Somalia, in Iraq. That's what we're reading in Nigeria. If it does not worry anybody else, it does worry me.
Yes, well, I'm wondering if that's why the southern governors are a bit very concerned about this. They have met in Asaba, where of course we have the Asaba Declaration. They have met again only early last week on Monday here in Lagos, and they have again made demands and calls for the need for state police. They want to be in charge. I'm wondering if that's a view that you share.
I think that for once the southern governors have decided to be statesmen. They have thrown partisan politics away. And they are talking like people who have a responsibility as elected governors to protect their people. So whether you're ABGA, whether you're PDP or APC, that has been thrown away. And you can see them talking like...
At least for now.
Yeah, at least for now.
We don't know how long.
Yeah, but it is good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, when we have national issues, we should throw politics away and face them squarely. Because death doesn't know whether it's PDP or APC. Hunger does not differentiate between political, whether you support PDP or support APC. Hunger does not differentiate that. So what I think that those southern governors have done is that they have come to realize that, guys, the primary responsibility of government is to protect lives and property. And if we cannot do it, we have no business being here. I think that's what they have come, and they are now looking for the instrument, the power, and the opportunity to take control, so that they're not looking for who to blame or who, being lame ducks, and their people are being raped. If you're a man and you have a wife, I hope you have a wife.
I'm a man and I have a wife.
You have a wife. So, because we're no longer sure these days. So, and people come and rape your wife first day and go. They come a second day. Are you still man?
All right, but let's stay with the southern governors, because that second meeting again has received a lot of backlash, a lot of criticism. Some part of the region, or the country rather, believe that that meeting is a gang-up against Mr. President or the presidency. What's your position on this?
I don't think it's any gang-up. Northern governors are meeting, southern governors are meeting. The other day, northeast governors met. So what's the issue? What did they say that is gang-up? First, they talked about security. First, they think that power should rotate and come to the south. How does that become a gang-up? Are you sure the president himself is not interested in making sure the power comes to the south? How can somebody say it's a gang-up?
You think the president is interested in...
I think if this president loves this country, he will want the power to go to the south.
Why?
Because that's the way it has happened. There have been rotation. Since the democratic dispense, the North rules, the South rules, the North rules, the South. That's where we've got up to now. And this cannot be the exception. Tell me which northern governor, northern president has succeeded the northern president, or which southern president has succeeded the southern president. So why do you want to write the rule in the middle of the way? And you want peace in a country so completely frayed on the fringes, so disunited and cracked, that any well-meaning Nigerian, a leader, should be looking, how do we pull this country together? How do we heal it? What do we do to make this country work together as a country? And then somebody saying, power rotation, power should retain in one, the way it has been. That person does not love this country. That's the truth. Actually, that person is a fifth columnist. Anybody that says power should retain to the North actually wants to destroy the country. They are the people who are sponsoring all that you are seeing in this country. They don't want this country to
well, that would be a very strong allegation, Mazi.
It is strong. But when people listen, please.
Then again, Mazi,
we need to speak the truth.
Yes, of course, we would definitely like you speaking the truth and say your opinion, all of that. But I'm just wondering when we got to this point where we have to be very particular about where the president or governor comes from, than if he has the capacity or if he's competent.
There's capacity everywhere. Every village has capacity. What are you talking about? Every village has capacity. I don't know your village. My village, if you come to my village, you can get material that can be governor, you can get material that can be president, you can get material that Choka chairman, you can get material that be CEO of the biggest multinational in the world. We have people from my town who have had it. So if you say, for example, it comes to your village, I'm not talking of even town, I'm not talking of states. It doesn't mean it must go to an idiot, but village must produce the best. If it comes to a region, the region will produce its best. It comes to a state, the state will produce its best. The fact that capacity exists everywhere. Capacity exists, excellence exists, competence exists.
That's fine, Mazi.
Yeah.
When it comes to the South, is it the South, or the Southwest, or the Southeast? I hope I'm not missing any part.
Equity declares that we should rotate. If it comes to the South, the Southeast, the Southwest has had opportunity to be president. They're even vice president now. The South has had opportunity to be president. So the only region in the South is the Southeast that has not had that opportunity. So I believe that the Southerners are reasonable to believe that for equity, justice, and fair play to reign, to maintain unity of purpose, to have a country that everybody feels part of, inclusive, everybody feels ownership, it should go to the Southeast. That's my thinking. And I believe that those Southern governors, I believe they are responsible enough to think in that way.
Is that going to...
And I can tell you the truth, I'm coming from the North. I just came from the North, I just came from the East. I have met people in the North who say this thing should go. In fact, one was challenging me. He says, we've been saying you should go to the Southeast, but we're not seeing anybody that is coming out to say he wants to be president. I said, but I have said so. He said he didn't hear me. So forget about these political predators and principalities who do not want good for the country. Many Nigerians want good for the country.
Because our time is running very fast, Mazi. There have been a lot of agitations in the Southeast. The leader of the proscribed group, IPOP, Nnamdi Kanu, has been rearrested. He's of course made to face trial and all of that. If this happens, will that end the agitations that has emanated from the Southeast very recently?
I wouldn't think so. Nothing is going to end any agitation.
No, I mean, if the presidency, for instance, comes to the South and it is zoned to the Southeast, will people from the Southeast be pleased enough to end these agitations?
It will not automatically end it until whoever comes to the South, who comes from the Southeast, begins to treat Nigerians as citizens of a country with equal rights. who are not being discriminated against. Nobody is treated as first class, second class, third class. A country where we have collective ownership, and what is due you get it without crying and beating about the bush. You know, the reason why all this talk about let it be my own people, let it be my people, is that we've created a kind of system that it shows that it's when your own people are in power that you get. It doesn't follow that way. So if a Southeast person becomes president of Nigeria, it will not stop the agitation that day. It is when we begin to see how the Southeasterner begins to work. Because we've had people, all kinds of people come to power, and even the people from their area may not even get that benefit. So it is not the idea of just the Southeast. The equation of the Southeast coming to power is a matter of equity. But if a Southeasterner comes and is behaving like some of those who are in power now, I am telling you that the people of the Southeast will be the first to you know, the Southeasterners are known as Republicans. They don't take bull, they just suffer fools. It doesn't matter whether they are person. They expect you to do the right thing. If you're doing the wrong thing, they will be the first people to stand on the roof and shout. That's the nature of the people from the Southeast. So I believe that if the Southeastern, if the thing is a zone to Southeast and a South, there's going to be a less watch. There's going to be a dampening, you know, the calming of nerves. But if that Southeasterner does not do what will make Nigeria become globally competitive, become a country where the citizens live at peace with each other, where there is an environment for investment to flow, businesses to flow, the security is managed, that will not end agitation.
All right, these agitations, of course, we have it in the Southeast. We also have it in the Southwest with the calls for Yoruba Nation, Odua Republic.
And even in the South-South.
As well, even in the South-South, of course, the Niger Delta groups and all of that. As an elder statesman, just how and why should we, or can we keep Nigeria from disintegrating?
It is easy. The easiest thing is to have a leadership that promotes equity, justice, and fair play. Listen, I mean, let us say we are 10 children, we are 19 states, we are 36 states. I come from a family that is large. Our parents, even during the war, when food is prepared, they put food for everybody, 12 of us, in the place. If you are available, you eat there. If you're not available, when you come back, you eat. Nigeria is easy to. Nigerians love each other. Forget about all this. I mean, in my travels, I get to see that there's no difference between you and me. There's none. And other guys who are watching us, Nigerians go to Kano market, go to Ariaria market, go to Lagos market. Nigerians are trading among themselves. They don't care whether you are east or west or north, as long as you are treating them fairly. As long as what is due them they get. They don't have to cry to get it. They don't have to look for who knows who before they get it. If you treat Nigerians fairly and equally, I am telling you, agitations will end, love will begin to lead. The point is that we have not built, Nigeria was a country. The effort to make it a nation has not been sustained. And that's what we're saying, that in 2023, we should now go heal this nation and begin to build a nation, not a country only. A country is geographical. A nation is when we are linked, not only spiritually, but we're also linked emotionally. And we love each other, and we have a common vision and want to accomplish a given objective. And when we accomplish this objective, the benefits are shared equal and equitably to everybody, so that the next project everybody will invest. That's the way to go. It's not impossible.
Mazi, because we are absolutely pressed for time,
yeah, sure.
Maybe just one final question, and then we can, or maybe just let's digress a bit and leave politics.
All right.
Let's talk about the health aspect. I mean, you're the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria.
Yeah.
The Delta variant has been spotted here in Nigeria. We understand it's really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
But Nigerians are wondering why pharmacists like you are yet to develop vaccines here in the country and even the continent.
Well, because you can as well wonder why Nigeria is not able to make aeroplane engines, or somebody is going to the moon today or so, going to the space. You can say, why is Nigeria not able to go? We're very far behind. Very, very far behind technologically. We have not made the right investment to prepare to be a nation that can produce vaccines. We're just doing it now. COVID-19 has woken us up. NAFDAC is working to get accreditation and qualification and certification, even to be able to supervise any vaccine manufacturing. Pharmaceutical companies, pharmaceutical researchers, Nigerian pharmaceutical scientists and medical scientists and biomedical scientists are now working, because at last we're waking up. It will take some time, but the work is in progress. It has started, and I believe that by the grace of God, by the time we have the next epidemic, Nigeria may not be in this situation where we're waiting for the world to give us everything. Nigeria will be able to make some contribution. We were sleeping, but I think we have been awoke.
Just one final question. In the US, Pfizer has called for a third jab. They've called for the booster shot. I mean, in Nigeria, we are battling even with the first jab and all of that. Which sort of divide do you stand? Do you think there's a need for that third jab, the booster shot?
The whole thing is dependent on science. The company that developed a product is monitoring the performance of that product. There is what we call post-market surveillance. You're measuring, is the product still maintaining its efficacy? What are the side effects? Any adverse reactions? And so on. So their research indicates that there may be a need for a booster dose. That should not be a quarrel. What is important is let people even take their initial first and second dose. Then there'll be a booster. There are a lot of vaccines. It's not the fault of Pfizer. It is the nature of the virus and the nature of the vaccine. There are people who take flu vaccine in America. They take it yearly. There are so many vaccines you take every year. Those yearly are called, they are boosters. You are boosting your immunity. You may refuse to take it and still not be sick. But to protect yourself, you take a booster. So Pfizer is working. Their researchers and scientists are working ahead of time. So they are preparing us. But that shouldn't cause any anxiety. It's like you took antihypertensive therapy, then you take another one tomorrow. You're on anti-diabetic therapy, you take it. Certain things are preventive, certain are curative. So I don't think Nigeria or anybody should bother. What we should bother is to make our country wake up to be able to prepare for this kind of epidemic.
All right, Mazi, we have to go now. Convener, New Nigeria Group, Nigerian pharmacists, politician, is also the president of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Mazi Sam Ohuabunwa. Is that correct?
Ohuabunwa.
Ohuabunwa.
Yes.
That's a major assignment for me.
You did better the first time, but I think you dropped the ball just now.
Thank you so much, Mazi, for speaking with us tonight.
Thank you, Kelly.